In the heart of a quaint village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a young boy named Kael. From a tender age, Kael was known for his relentless spirit and unwavering determination. His dreams soared higher than the peaks that surrounded his home. He aspired to conquer the highest summit, Mount Everest. The villagers often chuckled at his audacious dreams, dismissing them as mere fantasies. Mount Everest is for the bravest and strongest, not for a boy like you, they would say. But Kael paid no heed to their words. He knew deep within that his destiny lay beyond the familiar confines of his village. With a heart full of determination and a backpack laden with hope, Kael set out on his journey. The path ahead was treacherous, with steep cliffs and winding trails, but he pressed on, fueled by the fire of his dreams. Every step he took brought him closer to his ultimate goal, and with each obstacle he faced, he grew stronger and more resolute. As Kael ventured deeper into the mountains, he encountered fellow travelers, each with their own stories of courage and perseverance. Some had conquered great peaks, while others had stumbled and fallen along the way. But amidst their tales, one common thread emerged: the importance of never giving up. One chilly morning, as Kael trudged through a thick blanket of fog, he stumbled upon an elderly mountaineer resting by the roadside. The old man's weathered face bore the scars of countless battles with nature, yet his eyes sparkled with a wisdom that seemed to transcend time. "Where are you headed, young one?" the old man asked, his voice gentle yet filled with authority. "To the summit of Mount Everest," Kael replied, his voice brimming with determination. The old man nodded approvingly. "A noble quest indeed. But remember, the journey to greatness is fraught with challenges. It is not enough to simply desire success. One must be willing to endure the hardships that come with it." Kael listened intently, hanging on to every word the old man spoke. He knew that his journey would not be easy, but he was prepared to face whatever obstacles lay ahead. With renewed vigor, Kael continued his ascent, each step bringing him closer to the heavens. The air grew thinner and the winds more ferocious, but he pressed on, his heart set on the prize that awaited him at the summit. Days turned into weeks, and still, Kael forged ahead, undeterred by the harsh conditions that surrounded him. His body ached and his muscles screamed for respite, but he refused to give in to fatigue. For he knew that the only way to reach the top was to keep climbing, no matter how steep the path. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Kael stood at the foot of Mount Everest, gazing up at its majestic peak with a mixture of awe and determination. The summit loomed high above him, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle that dared him to defy the odds. But Kael was undaunted. With a deep breath and a heart full of courage, he began his ascent, each step bringing him closer to his lifelong dream. The journey was grueling, and at times, it seemed as though the mountain itself conspired to thwart his progress. Yet still, he pressed on, drawing strength from the knowledge that he was on the cusp of achieving something truly extraordinary. As Kael neared the summit, a sense of euphoria washed over him. He could almost taste victory. So close was he to realizing his dreams. And then, with one final push, he reached the top, standing triumphantly atop the highest peak in the world. The view from the summit was breathtaking, a panorama of endless sky and rugged terrain stretching out as far as the eye could see. But more than the beauty that surrounded him, it was the sense of accomplishment that filled Kael's heart, a feeling of pride and satisfaction that transcended words. For in that moment, as he stood atop the world, Kael realized the true meaning of perseverance. He had faced countless challenges and overcome seemingly insurmountable odds, yet through it all, he had never wavered in his determination to succeed. And now, as he looked out at the vast expanse before him, he knew that he was capable of achieving anything he set his mind to. The journey down the mountain was no less challenging than the ascent, but Kael faced it with the same courage and determination that had brought him to the summit. And when he finally returned to his village, weary but victorious, he was greeted with cheers and applause from the very same villagers who had once doubted his abilities. From that day forward, Kael became a symbol of hope and inspiration to all who knew him. His story served as a reminder that no dream is too big and no obstacle too great for those who refuse to give up. And though the path to success may be fraught with challenges, it is only by facing them head-on that we can truly reach our full potential. So let Kael's journey be a lesson to us all, a testament to the power of perseverance, determination, and the unwavering belief in oneself. For as long as there are dreamers like Kael in the world, there will always be mountains waiting to be conquered and heights waiting to be reached.